The best way to get control of your life is to start to watch the patterns in your life. Listen, everybody wants to change. We all want to change. We all want to do better. We all want to be better parents. We all want to be better husbands or wives, boyfriends, girlfriends, whatever role you take on your job, better leader, better business owner. We all want to be better. But the road to getting there is to watch the patterns in your life that keep you in a cycle instead of moving toward the man or the woman that you want to be. You got to pay attention to the cycles. We all flow in life by cycles. We all do. We all flow in life by cycles. You know, everything in our life, relationship is patterns, right? Your job is patterns. Your attitude is patterns. Your response to life is patterns. And we go through the same motions. The people that really maximize life are people that pay attention to their patterns and then start to break the ones that are negative that are holding them up. Look around your life. Look around your life. And listen, y'all, I never just get on here talking. I will be a fraud. I get on here and I say the things I've been through, hoping that it will help somebody else who's been through it as well. Right? Let's just take relationships to start. When I look at the pattern of my life, I could easily just start blaming people. You know? Sorry, y'all. Easily start blaming people. Oh, this woman wasn't this or that. This woman wasn't that. But you know what the truth is? The truth is, a lot of those situations, I was the same person. Come on, y'all. Let's talk for real. Right? A lot of those situations, I was the exact same person. And I was bringing the same baggage every time, waiting on someone to be good enough for me. When in fact, I'm not saying every woman I met was the best woman in the world. What I'm saying is whether she was the best one, the worst one, whatever she was, I was still the same. I didn't bring trust to a relationship. I was taught not to trust when I was young, right? That was a lesson my father taught me. Don't ever trust any woman. That was the first lesson, right? But then after that, because I grew up being a public figure, speaking and all that so early, 14 years old, I had to travel so much as a kid, 15, 16 years old. I was traveling and teaching and getting on planes and trains at such a young age that I was so suspect of everybody because I was a kid in and out of these churches dealing with adults and all this and having to be an adult. I didn't trust anybody, so I didn't bring trust to a relationship. So when I look at the pattern of my relationships, I never brought much trust. And when I didn't bring trust, what that made me do was constantly look over my shoulder for what this person's about to do. Right? Now, some of y'all might say, well, look, Christian, that's not bad. You know, you ain't gonna get caught slipping. Okay. The problem with that is not just me getting caught slipping. It's me not even allowing people to be who they are because I got them in the box of, excuse me, I don't trust you anyway. Right? So what happened was I wasn't giving my all in certain situations because I didn't trust that this person had anything to give me back. And again, some of y'all might celebrate that and some of y'all might be the same way. And I'm not saying it was the worst trait in the world, but what I'm saying is it was a constant pattern no matter who I was with. See, so I can change the person I was with, but the pattern would be the same, right? Look in your life. Think about it right now. A lot of your relationships, you've been the same person. You bought the same thing, right? And in other words, we start to sabotage. We self-sabotage our futures, where we want to go as people. We self-sabotage these things because we won't pay attention to our patterns, or again, we get into the blame game, or nobody's good enough, no woman's good enough, no man's good enough. We can't keep on saying that we haven't met people good enough. We can't keep on saying, oh, I just haven't met the one for me. Yes, you have. What we do is we allow our patterns to tear up great things in our life. Right? We have patterns in our response to people. If you know, you might be a person that gets angry quickly. And because you get angry so quickly, then a lot of times you don't hear what people have to say. You don't hear their hearts. You don't hear what's going on. You're just a responder. You respond so quickly to how they're feeling, or you let their attitude throw you into a fit of your own. right? You got to watch that pattern. You got to pay attention to the patterns of your life. If you want to change, you got to watch your patterns. I say this to my daughter all the time. She runs track, and if she has a good race or a bad race, I say, did you pay attention to what you did? If you raced good, then did you pay attention to what you did to make you be good in that race? Did you get out the block right? Did you keep your body low enough? Did you come up later on? You see what I'm saying? These are the things that I tell her to pay attention to so she can perfect how she runs. And that way, in her running, she's not guessing every time whether she'll have a good race or a bad race, because she's consistent at how she does it, because she pays attention to how she does it. In fact, that's become one of our greatest frustrations in her career as a track star. Is, are you paying attention? Oh, Dad, I had a bad race today. I didn't do so good. What did you do wrong? Dad, I don't know. And I keep on telling her, baby, you got to start paying attention to what you did so you can find what you're doing. Find your aim, your balance, what you're doing. It's the same thing in life, y'all. It's the same thing in life. You got to be able to look, how is my attitude working? How is my self-doubt working? How is, do every time I have an opportunity to become something, is my low self-esteem kicking in, right? Every time I have a doors open for me, does my fear take over and disallow me from spreading my wings in that situation, right? When I meet somebody good, is my mistrust for my ex causing me to hold this relationship up? You gotta look at the things that are causing you problems in your own life, and not be so stuck on the problems other people are causing you. Will people cause you problems in life? Yes, but they can only be a problem if you allow them to be a problem. People can only hold you up if you allow them to hold you up. That's the truth. And so the thing we got to do is, what's my patterns? What's my patterns in my relationships? What's my patterns in my attitude? What's my pattern when success is at the door? What's my pattern when I have a bad day? Do I go in the house? Do I shut the windows? Do I shut the blinds? Do I stop answering my phone? See, pay attention to your patterns. Do you isolate? Do you isolate yourself? And there's a difference between isolation and insulation. Insulation is when you go within yourself to discover some things about you. You need to cut the world off so you can have a talk with yourself. Isolation is when you cut yourself off from people who could probably help you in life, but you allowed a bad day to make you cut your help off. Excuse me, y'all. Early morning, y'all. I ain't hydrate yet. But you see what I'm saying? You have to get to the point where you pay attention to your cycles. Because many of us have been in these cycles since we were 12, 13, 14 years old. And then you look up and you say, wow, I'm 40 now. I'm 38 now. I'm 32 now. Man, I'm 53 now. And the same things that you've been doing, the same way you've been doing things or approaching situations, you've been doing the same thing since you were in your teenage years. That's because we try to get better without paying attention to patterns. Because getting better, y'all, getting better is not guesswork. Catch that. Catch that. Getting better is not guesswork. It's not, oh, let me just roll the dice today and see what happens. No. Getting better is deciding, and decisions decide how life is going to be. Your decisions decide how life will go for you. So it's not guesswork, it's patterns, it's decisions, it's paying attention to what's going on in life so I can adjust. See, that's the thing. When you pay attention to your patterns, then you start adjusting, not to the situations around you, not what's outside of you, but what's inside of you. There was a time where Jesus was on a boat with his disciples, and a storm came. And Jesus was in the bottom of the boat, sleep. Storm came, it was raining, and the disciples ran down to the bottom of the boat and grabbed him and said, don't you care that we are drowning? Pay attention to those words. Don't you care that we are drowning? Y'all, the storm had just started. nobody was drowning. They allowed their fear to make them speak so negative that they began to believe that they were dying, even though the rain was only probably around their ankles. See, don't you care that we are drowning? They were so quick to worry in that moment because their pattern was worry. And when Jesus got up, he rebuked them and he said, "Oh, faithless and perverse generation." In other words, where's your faith? He had realized it was their pattern. Even they were confident when they were with him, but when they were on their own and they had to deal with life, their confidence was gone. And they ran into a pattern of fear. See, we all have cycles we run to because sometimes even negative cycles, they become safe or look safe or feel safe because you're used to it. Right? That's why some of us won't walk out into new things. You go into a cycle, you're scared, you step into new. I don't know new, so you stay in a bad thing because you don't know new. That's a whole nother podcast, y'all. Are some of y'all stuck in cycles? Talk to me in the chat, y'all. Have you ever been caught in a cycle because you weren't aware of new? You didn't know new enough to trust new. So you went back to old, even if it was bad. In order to change, you got to pay attention to your patterns. Again, change is not guesswork. Change is not, oh, one day I hope I might change. Or if I move to this town, I'm going to change. If I switch universities, I'm going to change. As soon as I get this new job, I'm going to change. As soon as you lose this weight, I'm going to change. Well, we got all these things. As soon as I do this, then this. But the truth is, no matter where you go, there you are. So change is going to be because you studied yourself. We study so many other things, y'all. We study people, right? If I ask you, how is such and such? They like this and they like that. They respond like this. We are well aware of everybody else and how they act, and but we don't become acquainted with ourselves. We're not acquainted enough with ourselves, y'all. We don't know enough about ourselves to be able to be pliable enough to change when we need to. Hey, y'all, thanks for riding with me. I got to get out and start my day. But I like talking to y'all in the morning on my way in. We think together here. We think as men here. And I know there's some sisters in here. Y'all well invited. We think together here. We use our brilliance to change our lives and the people around us. Hey, I love y'all. You matter to me. Always remember, yesterday is history and tomorrow's a mystery. All we have is right now. What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do about it? Hey, wisdom is the principal thing. You hear me? Wisdom is the principal thing. I love y'all. Until next time. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Share this with people who need wisdom they can understand to help them every day. Share this with them. Hey, love y'all. I'm out of here. Have a great day because you're great. Peace.